Hi guys, and welcome again as we review Volkswagen Polo 2014. Guys, it will interest you that this particular model of Volkswagen Polo was first produced, or rather it was first launched in 1975. And the first generation was in 1975. And then this particular model is the fifth generation of the Volkswagen Polo. And the Volkswagen Polo is a very interesting car. As you can see, it's a small car. It looks very small, but men, talk about power, talk about stability. This is the car. And Volkswagen has been known for making powerful cars, stable cars, safe cars, and of course, good cars on that note. And as you can see, if you look at the car, of course looks small, but there is some beauty to add on it. And of course, this is not a car for off-road. This is a performance car. Performance cars are normally for tarmac roads. And as you can see, the Volkswagen Polo looks so good. The lighting, the lights, the way they're suspended with the metal finish around here, and then we have the fog lights that makes it look so good. The engine of this car is 1500 cc. That gives you a very good fuel economy, and then it has 60 horsepower and 5,000 to 6,000 RPM. Man, you see the kind of fuel economy you have. 1500 cc and that kind of horsepower gives you a very good fuel economy. It means that you can drive your car at a very low cost, yeah. And of course, it has power, and you are able to you're sure of the stability in the car. And of course, maybe we can check what we have on the inside of the car. For a 2014 model, there is so much to talk about. Of course, we have the lighting here. You can have your lights here. Yeah, you can have your lights here. You can have on automatic mode where there is a bit of darkness. It can light itself. And of course, when you check here where we have the functions for most of the functions for the car, of course we have the climate control, we have the stereo control. Then of course this car comes with a steering control where you can connect your phone, where you can set your stereo on the steering. And of course we have the display for the speeds and the RPM, and it looks very nice. For a 1500 cc 2014, I think this is a great car. And then of course we have the cup holders. I don't know why they decided to have the cup holders after the gear lever. Anyway, I don't know, for me it doesn't look cool. And then of course we have this other space here. So yeah, you can control your front and back windows around here. Yeah. Then of course when you're driving, of course it's a German car, so of course the lights are on your left and the wipers are on your right. This is where you adjust your steering. You can adjust as you feel. Yeah, this is where you adjust it. And for the front part, I think not much. Just makes you feel like you're in a sport car. Of course, it's too low compared with other competitors. Like say, for example, for this we are talking of the Nissan Note. We are talking of the Vitz and of course the Golf. And something that you should note is that we are just comparing the height. Do not compare this car with a Vitz. Do not compare this car with a Note. Bearing in mind the performance of this car in terms of speed, you cannot compare. In terms of stability, comfortability, you cannot compare. This car is always on a top notch. And of course, the stereo system is not that bad, bearing in mind we are talking about a small car. So we also have this small space here. Maybe you can have your business cards, and I don't think so much can fit in here. Yeah, and of course we have this other compartment here where you can have the documents, and then there's a CD player here, so you can set your pressure. If you want to know the much of pressure you have, you can actually have your pressure added here. Yeah, those are some of the little functions that you need to know. And of course here we have your port for the battery. Yeah, and I think for the front part of the car, that's all we have. Move to the back part of the car and see what we have. And this car is a key entry. It's not a keyless entry, it's a key entry. Yeah, of course, for this car, bearing in mind this is a small car, of course, if the driver is a bit taller, they decide to adjust the front seat backwards. You do not have enough leg room, but of course, if the seat is adjusted forward a bit, you'll have some leg room. The headroom, as for me, is okay, depending on who is sitting on the back seat, and not much from the back seat. Of course, the safety belt, the seats cannot be adjusted. You only have a small space for your stuff here, maybe a phone. You do not even have an armrest for the back seat, but we understand this is a small car. Of course, you have another compartment here. You have another space here for your stuff. Yeah, and maybe your cup holder, just for one person. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's it for the back seat. Now we move to the trunk and see what we have. First of all, looking at how the back side of the car looks, it looks good. This is a Polo, Volkswagen Polo TSI, and for me, it's an appealing car. It's a small car, it's an appealing car. And of course, we check what we have in the trunk. This is a space we have for this car. And I think for the size of the car, it is okay, it's a good space. Then, of course, we have the spare parts here. This is where we are supposed to have the spare wheel. For this car, we do not have the spare wheel, but this is where we are supposed to have the spare kit, yeah? And I think that's it for me. If you check, also we have the trunk cover here, which makes the car always look good. And I think with that, we have enough information about the Volkswagen Polo 2014. And Missouri Drive, this car is going at 1.45 million. You can visit anytime and have your car. And for that, I think that's all for today. And see you next time. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. Please continue subscribing to help us continue giving you more content. And with that, I just say thank you and goodbye.